Hello, today I'm going to make a chocolate crunch. So you remember back when we were kids we used to have the chocolate crackles. So what I'm making today is a substitute. It's going to be with nuts instead of all that sugar and rice bubbles and things like that. So chocolate crunch, it's really delicious. So I'm just using coconut oil, and it's the middle of winter here so it's pretty hard. And I normally wouldn't put a sharp knife in there, so Mum, don't go off at me. I need 150 grams, and I don't use Kofa, which is what we used to use in chocolate crackles, because Kofa is not as good for you as coconut oil. And I'm such a klutz, I forgot to measure it again. Alright, so I need 150 grams. I probably should have just melted this. Told you this stuff's hard. Okay, so I have 150 grams of coconut oil. I'm just going to melt this in the microwave. And the next thing we need is my nut mix. So I actually make up my own nut mix. I remember when we first started keto a couple of years ago, we were looking for substitutes for breakfast, so muesli and things like that. Went to a health food shop and there was a keto nut mix or a paleo nut mix. And for a 300 gram bag it cost about $17, and because we eat a lot of it, I wasn't going to buy all of those. So I make our own, and hopefully I've got enough in here to make today's batch of chocolate. And I'll actually do a video showing you how to make this as well, because I use this in all sorts of things. So I actually need 250 grams of this. So this is the nut mix. There's probably about half a dozen different nut types in here. The next thing we need is about a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just going to wing it. So it's probably a little bit more. I use Natvia. Again, you can use your own sweetener. I put 2 teaspoons, and I just use a normal household teaspoon, so 2 heaped teaspoons of that. And I want 3 teaspoons of cocoa. I look at all the carbs and sugar contents on mine. Some of them tell you they have no sugar in them when they actually do have all sorts of nasties in them. Anyway, 3 teaspoons of cocoa, and it's heaped as well. Chris likes his chocolate, so I can't go wrong with extra. So I'll just give that a blend. There's nothing else that needs to go into this except for the coconut oil. I'll get my tray ready. You can use little patty cakes as well. When I first started making this, I just put them into patty cakes because I wanted something similar to the chocolate crackle. But I just smooth it out in a tray and then cut it up into bite-sized pieces later. So with any flat tray, it's got a little bit of a lip in it. I just put some cling wrap in there, push that down. This is just so that I can get the chocolate out of the tray later. So my coconut oil is all nicely melted. Can you see? And then I'll just give that a mix through. And that just goes into here. And smooth the whole lot out. We haven't had sugar for 2 years, so our tastes have changed quite a bit. So if you're one that still likes things fairly sweet, you might want to put a little bit more sweetener in it. But for us, we like it as it is. Our family members that like chocolate like it like this as well. So I think you learn to adapt. So all I do is just fold the cling wrap over the top for no reason really, except that it's there. It does actually smooth out the chocolate at the top a little bit. So that will go into the fridge. You can just put it in the fridge for about 20 minutes or so, but I'm actually just heading to work and I'll come and get it out this afternoon, cut it up into pieces and surprise Chris with it. So I mentioned earlier that this only needs to go into the fridge for about 20 minutes. It really only needs about 10 to 20 minutes before it's hard enough to cut. So just take it out of the container. And Chris should be home in a few minutes to try this out as well. How's that for a big block of chocolate? So I'll just slice that down. If you want to, you can wait a few minutes and let it just come to room temperature a little bit. It might make it a little bit easier to cut, but we don't mind chunky bits like this. I'll just stick them back in here. And I store this in the fridge as well. Being coconut oil, even though it's winter, it'll have a tendency to run. course, if you don't want to have to go through the hassle of cutting them up and making a mess like I've just done, just put them into some patty cakes and put little individual servings. And there you have it, chocolate crunch. Delicious. Okay, so Chris has just come home and he's actually seen the box on the counter, so the excitement's gone. Come on over.
No, I'm still seriously excited. Is this what we usually have?
Yeah.
This is before tea? Entree.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it is. Appetizer.
Mm-hmm. This is so good. It really is.
You're only saying that because I'm holding a big knife.
No. Anyone that likes chocolate, like Rocky Road type stuff,
And chocolate crackle.
nuts,
That's what I like in
Oh,
it too,
chocolate
is
crackle.
chocolate crackle. Mm.
it's a great treat
Okay,
without the sugar.
awesome. Enjoy making it. If I remember to put the right recipe up.